Welcome into another mini-sode of On the Marks. I am Jason Marks. Thank you very much for tuning in. And do me a favor and give this video a like and a share. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel. It'll be a big help if you did. And make sure you also follow all of the social media platforms. In today's episode, we take it down to the Plains in Auburn, Alabama, where it's been a very interesting offseason, you could say, for Hugh Freeze and the Tigers, between the skepticism about his golf outings, getting trolled by Lane Kiffin, to the recent incidents with Malcolm Simmons, which, by the way, in Hugh Freeze's press conference today, he has cleared him to participate in team activities again. But there was one thing that he said in today's press conference that kind of perked my ears up a little bit.
The number one priority of practice is for our quarterback to leave that field confident. And I am going back to that this year, and DJ's been awesome. I mean, you know, the respect I have for him and the job he's going to do, and we just got, I think we've got to be really intentional about what are we doing in this period and making sure that our quarterbacks have an adequate chance to really be prepared to have success in it, and not try to win a drill, but try to get better in every scenario. And if it is, you know, dirty ball period where everything's being thrown at the quarterback, the quarterback should know that, and that's fine. But if it's not that, then let's work together to make sure we're preparing him. I mean, I think the worst thing we could do for any quarterback, and Jackson in this case, is to go out and practice this afternoon, and we have scripted plays that have zero chance of success because obviously we're not game planning right now for our defense. But so I think we've done a better job, Nix and DJ, of working together on, all right, what are we doing this period? And let's see if we can defend it, and let's see if we can execute it with the quarterback being really prepared for that, if that makes sense.
Now, we all know the story of Jackson Arnold, a five-star quarterback, a National Gatorade Player of the Year in his class. In his first season in Norman, Oklahoma, did not turn out that great, which is now why he is on the Plains in Auburn and is QB1. But Hugh Freeze's comments, are they really a cause for concern? Where he talking about making the defense take a step back to instill the confidence in Jackson Arnold, who obviously would have some confidence issues after the season that he had at Oklahoma. But do you really, in the SEC, want to tell your defense to dial it back a little bit? And is this kind of could it be an overcorrection, I should say, of maybe how he handled Payton Thorne? Because you look at the track record of Hugh Freeze when it comes to quarterbacks. He made Bo Wallace into a very capable and competent quarterback. He made Malik Willis, who was at Auburn initially and then transferred to Liberty, made him a very capable quarterback. So Hugh Freeze's track record with quarterbacks has been really, really, really good. Payton Thorne, on the other hand, let's just call it for what it was. It was a dud. Payton Thorne at Auburn was a dud. Could it have been the fact that whatever worked with Malik Willis, whatever worked with Bo Wallace, whatever has worked with quarterbacks in the past for Hugh Freeze at Ole Miss, just did not work for Payton Thorne? And maybe there's a bit of an overcorrection. Now, what am I talking about? Here's a clip of what he was saying in regards to how he handles the quarterbacks.
I used to be so dogmatic back when, of course, you know, I used to just go tempo, 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 and see how, and man, I was proud if we had 95 plays a game. Yeah, you know, and we scored a bunch of points. And that's the way I started as an OC, and carried that over from all my days at Lambeth, Arkansas State, and then at the beginning of the Ole Miss tenure. And then you start kind of finding out, maybe if I'd have managed the clock a little different there, we'd have won another game or two. And so I obviously have changed that somewhat.
So I ask again, could this be a bit of an overcorrection in regards to how Payton Thorne was handled at Auburn? And is it really Hugh Freeze that could be the issue? Because if you look at the track record of quarterbacks at Auburn in recent years, it hasn't really been that great. Bo Nix was a 5-star quarterback, went to Auburn, didn't do as great, transferred over to Oregon, balled out for a season, and could have a decent career in the NFL. So what is going on at Auburn now to where it's becoming a quarterback black hole? And is Jackson Arnold going to be the next one that gets sucked into it? Because going back to the first clip that I played earlier about instilling confidence in Jackson Arnold, which he wanted DJ Durkin, the defensive coordinator, to take a step back to instill confidence. I understand spring ball and then summer camps are coming up. But is that really what you want to do right now? Is that really what you want to do? And especially now where it just feels like Auburn, if you look at the whole landscape of the SEC, it seems that Auburn has a very thin margin of error. Like, there's the opportunity for a lot of teams in the SEC to make ground in what I like to call the post-Nick Saban power vacuum. And with the skepticism about his golf outings and the lack of recruits and some decommits that happened, and then some are saying, well, look what Brian Harsin and his disastrous tenure, how much it set the program back. I think at this point now, we're 2 years past that. And with the use of the transfer portal, it's not really that much of an excuse anymore. So am I a little worried about maybe Auburn falling off the cliff once and for all? Yeah, I am. I am a little worried. You're traveling to Waco for your first game of the season to take on Dave Aranda and the Baylor Bears, which Dave Aranda, good coach, does not have the talent of what Auburn has, but a good coach. If Jackson Arnold's confidence isn't there, and there's a bout at him there, or in that game, I should say, and where does Auburn go from here? Go from there? Because you have your rival over in Tuscaloosa after what was considered a down season at 9-4, where it looks like Kalen DeBoer has got everything moving in the right direction, and they have it moving full speed ahead. And in the last couple of years, Hugh Freeze has done well in recruiting and in the transfer portal, but it hasn't materialized on the field. And if Jackson Arnold cannot get it right, it could be a long season for the Tigers. And Hugh Freeze will be out of a job. He will collect his buyout, which it seems that Auburn is paying, who knows how many coaches now in regards to buyouts. And where does that put Auburn as far as attractive head coaching jobs if that becomes the case? Or does it just become, I'll come here for about 3 years, get fired, take my buyout, and go have some margaritas with Ed Orgeron and Destin? Because that's where Auburn is getting close to being if they're not knocking on the door already. So is Auburn on the verge of falling off the SEC cliff? Leave your response in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Make sure you like and share it and subscribe to the channel. There will also be clips on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.